let's get into it. Christian Romero, as of last night, at Atalanta accepted Tottenham's €55 million bid, which, according to Romano, 50 million plus 5 million add-ons. Atalanta finally accepted the bid after Demiral and was pretty much confirmed he's about to go to Atalanta on loan. Let's look at this latest story from Dan Kilpatrick of the Evening Standard, and he says Tottenham are set to turn their attentions to another creative player after agreeing a deal for defender Christian Romero, with Sampdoria's Mikel Damsgaard and PSV's Noni Madueke among their targets to revamp their creativity. And that is some interesting news, considering obviously Damsgaard, we know, has been of interest even before the Euros, but especially after the Euros. He's been of interest, especially the way he stepped up in Eriksen's absence and the quality of performance he was able to put in. He showed he was a bright spark in the central areas on the left-hand side. His dribbling was fantastic. He scored two fantastic goals as well, most notably against England. That free kick in the semi-final was absolutely fantastic effort, and he obviously scored a great goal against Russia, curling 25-yard effort into the top corner. He showed a lot of quality, and his price would have skyrocketed probably at the Euros. In the article, Dan Kilpatrick went on to say Damsgaard has been linked with a move to Villa and Liverpool this summer and is valued at around 50 million euros, which is probably half that before the Euros, which would likely be out of reach for Spurs unless they can offload a number of unwanted players, which looks like to be a running theme throughout the summer. Tottenham are also monitoring their former academy player Noni Madueke. So that's a very interesting one, because Spurs had him up until 2018, and Pochettino actually let him go, and he went on to sign for PSV, and he's going from strength to strength at PSV. Especially last season, he had a bit of a breakthrough, played 24 games, scoring 7 goals and getting a few assists as well. So he seems to be having a bit of a breakthrough. And at 19 years of age, England under 21 international, he seems to be a player. He's only had one cap. He seems to be a player on the rise, and maybe one we let go too early. It says his move to PSV definitely paid off, according to Dan Kilpatrick. He's getting first team minutes and starting to make an impact. He's now being tracked by a host of clubs around Europe. Crystal Palace, Leeds, Southampton and Bayern Munich have all inquired about the under 21 West international. PSV's valuation is definitely growing for the England under-21 international with every performance, while the departure of Donier Milan to Dortmund over the summer has definitely driven up the price for Noni Madueke. So it's going to be very interesting if Tottenham go in for either of them. Madueke, I think, would be a bit cheap. I can't envisage they're going to demand 50 million euros for him, because he's 19. He's only played 24 games, but he definitely seems a player on the rise. He's, I believe he's more comfortable on the right-hand side, cutting in on his left foot. He's got a very good long shot on him. He's starting to bang in a few goals in the Eredivisie, and he's one which I think Tottenham might think they let go too early, which is a shame from their point of view, especially because he's English, and especially because he's growing in his role, and he's starting to be a bit of a star for PSV. They like the look of him, so maybe Pochettino will be regretting what has happened with. He'll be regretting what's happened with Madueke, and the fact they let him go didn't give him a path to the first team. And it shows, I think, there's another example of what could have been if you give a youngster a chance in the first team, what they can grow into, instead of always having to buy to improve. Maybe sometimes the answer is in the youth academies, and I think Spurs are definitely one of the teams, and a lot of teams in the Premier League definitely have to start looking at their youth teams and giving them more of a chance instead of always buying, because I think he's proof of sometimes looking within is your best bet. Be interesting to see if we do go in for him, how much we're prepared to pay for him, if we're maybe put off by the thought of rebuying an academy product because we could have had him for free, or if we put that to the back of our mind and think, yes, we let him go on a free, but he's definitely a player we can who can improve the team, and it's worth rebuying, worth getting him back. So that is the latest from Dan Kilpatrick on that.